Made cause I be seeing it on the walk on the dark side, man. Them earthquakes be having them buildings fall in and cave in. Oh my goodness, boy. It be blowing my mind to think that it be actual people inside. I be like, man, most time do not be playing, bro. We got to get better every single day. We got to prove these naysayers wrong. We got to work on our weaknesses till they become strengths. We got to execute. Every time we practice, what I'm saying? We got to learn from Hamashiach. He was true greatness in the purest form. We got to learn from our wins and our losses as well. You know what I'm saying? See what we slacking at and, make it up so we can go even harder. Got to practice mindfulness, be ambitious, you know what I'm saying, and to believe in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying. Don't have any type of doubt festering in there at all, man. Got to purge that out, purge all that doubt out, and we really just gotta just hone in and focus in, man, on what the goal is, which is to not fall off. I'm telling y'all, people is falling off left and right by the by the masses, man, by the masses, and they getting hoodwinked subtly. Um, I don't know why, but man, people have been going crazy over this country song from Beyonce. I don't even know the name of it, but boy, I'm so tired of that. They need
And
to,
it's terrible.
man, all of it's terrible, man. But these people love it, man. They praise that woman dirty draws, and I just can't stand it. But you gotta let people be
Which
great, man. You gotta let these people be great, man. And but I just wish that they would have their senses exercised enough to where they could distinguish between, good and evil. But unfortunately, still waiting, you know what I'm saying? We still
Yeah,
waiting.
most
So
definitely, most definitely.
it's all good, man. It's all good. So that being said, what you got for us, Uncle Ezroy? Uncle Ezroy.
Yeah, silly man. I thought you might have had something for us today, bro.
Nah, I thought you was finishing it up on the vows of vow. Was you done?
Yeah, I was done. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was done. But we could get in on man, we go over some. Don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Yeah, that's cool. So, all praise.
Mm.
Get it.
Well, cool. I'll let y'all run the rules real fast, and we'll get into it.
All praises. You know how we do it. Go to Isaiah chapter 28, verses 9 and 10. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, and verse 9. It reads on as wise. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. So we all know we can't be on baby food in order for us to understand the meatier or the weightier doctrines of the Most High or teachings of the Most High, if you rather. And it says precept. Remember, precept is a rule that's governing the thought and behavior. So it's saying that you must have rules that's governing thoughts or behavior upon another rule that's governing thought or behavior. And it's got to have the same understanding coming from both of these rules that you pulling, or both of these scriptures. And it says must, so that's an absolute. That means it's a necessity. So It must be like this. Precept must be upon precept, line upon line, and here a little, there a little. So you have something in the beginning of the scriptures that's lining perfectly up with something at the end of it. So you have something, for an example, Hebrews 8 and 8, it's going to say the exact same thing as Jeremiah 31 and 31, verbatim. And it's going to paint the same picture, give you the same thought, so that you can come up with the same exact understanding. So now let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 19. Deuteronomy 19 and 15, and it reads on this wise: One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin in any sin that he sinned at the mouth of two witnesses or at the mouth of three witnesses shall the matter be established. So once again, just like the court system, you cannot put anybody as guilty in a rule of law unless there's two witnesses. So the same way we apply with the scriptures, there must be two witnesses painting the same picture, giving the same understanding whenever it comes to these scriptures, in order for us to consider it or hone us in on it as a sound doctrine. Um, let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 1. And we should get the same understanding from that. 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 1 reads on this wise: This is the third time I am coming to you. In the mouth of two or three witnesses shall every word be established. So you see there, everything must be established upon two or three witnesses. Every word, and dealing with the scriptures, in order for you to get sound, concrete doctrine, you must have two witnesses painting the same picture, because it's easy for us to lean on our own understanding from one scripture and just paint our own pictures. But there's only one understanding when it comes to the scriptures. It's like it's only one Lord, one baptism, one spirit. And so we gotta hone us in on just that. Uh, y'all know how we do it. We're coming up under the order of Melchizedek, where Christ is our high priest. So if anybody is claiming that they are doing the order of Aaron, the order of Aaron is through, it's over with. It served its purpose. You know what I'm saying? In this time and this day. But now the order of Melchizedek is in full effect, and now we will be judged upon everything with our minds and our conscience being a second witness against us. So once again, if anybody need any good understanding of that, they can go to the book of Hebrews, the whole book of Hebrews, specifically chapter 7, Psalms 110, precept it up. And as we all know, the gun law rules. Whenever anybody's speaking, we keep our mics muted. If anybody have anything they want to say, just unmute it. You know what I'm saying? Speak up, and then once done speaking, we just gonna go ahead and mute ourselves again, so that everybody can be heard, and so that we can get some good understanding. All praise to the Most High and His only begotten Son. Those are the rules.
Alright, all praise. So, with that being said, we'll just go ahead and jump straight into it. So, what we're gonna talk about today is, I guess, gonna talk about be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, because the whole world was dismayed or confounded at what was going on. Everybody was in fear. You know what I'm saying? Confusion. Amazement at what was going on today. You know what I'm saying, with what was taking place in the heavens. But the Most High already warned us. He already explained to us there's no need to be terrified at these things. You know what I'm saying? So you had the whole world trying to, figure out what it meant, this eclipse. but I mean, it's just a phenomenon. It's just something that happens every so often. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to be dismayed at because the Most High told us what to watch for in the heavens already. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a sign. It wasn't anything of that nature. It just is what it was. It was just an eclipse. You know what I'm saying? So to those of us that know, you know what I'm saying, we don't put too much thought or too much energy into what was going on during the solar eclipse or that within itself. We was more paying attention to what was the dark side, what was they move gonna be doing this time, and see what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we was explaining, look, they shot rockets up into the sky, but for what purpose? You know what I'm saying? What was the purpose of them shooting rockets into the heavens during the solar eclipse? You was hearing whispers about them starting up the CERN machine, them doing chemtrails, them possibly, faking the return of the Messiah. You heard all type of stuff, man. It was all type of uh, you know, uh, people guessing what this might mean. You know what I'm saying? But now that it's happening and that it's gone, everything is returning back to normal because, it just is what it was. It was a 6 minute phenomenon when the earth I mean when the moon came between the sun and the earth, and that's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? But the Most High again told us to not be dismayed at the signs of heaven. So we're gonna start this off in Jeremiah 10.
And then, Ezra, can I say one thing?
Yes, sir.
And like how you look at a face of a clock and you see the big hand and the little hand,
Yeah.
and like at a certain time, one hand will go over the other hand. That's all it was. It was just because the Most High didn't he say that the sun and the moon is used for times and seasons. So
Yeah.
all we were seeing was two objects of his that's used as time cross paths. That's all we was
Absolutely.
looking up at.
Mm.
Absolutely. Excellent point, bro. Like, excellent point. That is a good way to look at it too. Matter of fact, let's get that Genesis 1 and 14 where it talk about the sun and the moon and the stars being created for signs and for times.
Yeah. And the reason why they can predict it is because they got an ordinance that they follow. Everything got an ordinance. The wind, the sun, the moon, all that. The
Yeah,
waters, the streams, everything got an ordinance that it follows. And
absolutely.
it's the same. It don't change. So it's not hard for them to know. And that's why they can nail it down right to the exact second how it's gonna happen, because the ordinance ain't gonna change.
Say that again, Steve.
Said the ordinance ain't gonna change.
And that's the key thing. You know what I'm saying? Everything is doing what it was created to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you get into Ecclesiastes 1, it explains to you that everything got a natural pattern to it. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a natural pattern to it. That's why he say, when you read in that Ecclesiastes 1, uh, he tell you, you know what I'm saying? One generation passeth away, another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. The sun
Mm.
riseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteneth to the place where he rose. It says, the wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. It twirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuit. So everything has a circuit. You know what I'm saying? Or everything has and what a circuit is a is some I mean is a circle. So what he's saying, the sun rises in the east, and then it
It's like
goes to
a
the
fan.
west, and then it hurries up right back to the east again. You know what I'm saying? So it's all on a circle. You know what I'm saying? And he telling you the wind, it goes from south. Yeah, from the south, and then it turn around onto the north, and it keep going about on that circuit. It keeps going about on that circuit. you know. And then it says all the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. So he keep telling you everything has a course. You know what I'm saying? And everything continues in their course. You know, just like you see with the four seasons, they come and they go like clockwork. That's why when you look at a clock is in a circle. Everything goes in a circle. You know what I'm saying? So when he expressing that, of course they know when it's coming because they can get that far ahead because they know you could look at the patterns. Is a circle. You know what I'm saying? So they know the patterns of the sun, the stars, and the moon. You know what I'm saying? So it's no coincidence. So, you got that Genesis 1?
Yeah, I got it. Genesis 1 and 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night,
Mm-hmm.
and let them be for signs. Let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
So you see that? So this what it was created for. He said it was a light to go. I mean, the lights in the heaven to divide the day from the night. That's why you got the moon that rules the day, and the sun that rules the. I mean, the moon that rules the night, and the sun that rules the day. You know what I'm saying? And it was to express to you. It was put there for signs, for seasons, and for days and for years, essentially to help you tell the time, what times you in. You know what I'm saying? So come on.
And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven
Hmm.
to give light upon the earth.
So that's another thing that it was meant to do. You know what I'm saying? It was meant to give you light. So like when we be going out to tabernacle, see, they don't have the artificial lights. You know what I'm saying? Like the street lights and stuff. But it's still we have the light of the sun. I mean of the moon and the stars at night and the sun during the day. So even though it's no street lights at nighttime, you can see the stars so well that it lights up everything, even the moon. The moon is very, very bright when you take away all these artificial lights. The moon is actually very bright. You know what I'm saying? And it'll literally light up the night. It's like a night light. You know what I'm saying? So these were the things that it was all set up to do. You know what I'm saying? It was set up to do for these purpose. And now when you start looking at it, it says signs. Well, the moon gives off signs for when it's time to do certain feasts. You know what I'm saying? So, we start looking toward the moon to govern when, we supposed to be doing certain feasts. Matter of fact, if you can get that for me, I think it's in Sirach 42 or something like that where it talk about the moon.
Let's
You
see.
know what I'm talking about, Levi?
Uh, now I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on. Well, all right, keep going. I'll find it real fast.
Is that 43?
It might be 43. It might be.
He made the moon also to serve in her seasons.
Yeah.
43 and 6.
Look at it and see if you need to go up a little bit.
Uh, yeah, I just started one.
Yeah, start at one.
Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 43, starting at verse 1.
Right, because remember again, he made the sun, the moon, and the stars for signs, for seasons, for days, for years. You know what I'm saying, and to give lights upon the earth. Come on.
The pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven, with his glorious shew, the sun when it appeareth, declaring at his rising a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High. At noon it parcheth the country, and who can abide the burning heat thereof?
Right, because at noon is when the sun enters into its full strength. That's the hottest part of the day from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. is the hottest part of the day. That's when the sun is directly above the earth. So that's why he's saying that noon it parcheth The country, meaning it burns everything because it's when it's hottest. And who can abide the burning heat thereof, right? So when that sun beaming down on you from straight above, it's hot as hell, especially in the summertime on a 90-degree day.
Boy, it'll kill you.
Boy, it will. You know what I'm saying? Because that sun is hot. Come on.
A man blowing a furnace is in works of heat, but the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more,
Mm.
breathing out fiery vapors and sending forth bright beams. It dimmeth the
That's
eyes.
why you can't look directly at it. If you look directly at the sun, it's so bright, it'll blind you. You know what I'm saying? And notice he said that it's made up of, it's breathing out fiery vapors. Sun is extremely hot and extremely bright, but that's what it was made for. It was made to give heat and light to the earth.
Boy, that show just took me back when I used to try to stare at the sun.
Boy, you was on something else, wasn't
It was just a child doing childlike things, bro.
you? Sure. Hey, is that what you call it, bro? I ain't never tried to stare at the sun.
Right, believe it or not, man, they got like a community of people. They call it sun gazing. They be doing that crap. I had a league that used to do that. He'd go outside just be staring at the sun.
Yeah,
How her
yeah.
eyesight is.
It was actually a dude. I don't even know. But he was all into that Egyptology stuff, so I would just leave him alone. Like after he told me what he was doing, I was like, oh, okay. I just thought it was weird, and I just went back doing what I was doing.
Hmm.
But I ain't in contact with him no more. I don't even know how he doing.
But yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy trying to stare at the
Yeah.
sun, man, knowing you can't stare at the sun.
But I mean, amazingly enough, though, the Most High spared me because I ain't got no eye damage.
Yeah, hey, straight up. All praises to the Most, bro. That's
Straight
definitely
up.
all praises. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's keep rolling though.
Verse 5. Great is the Most High that made it, and at his commandment runneth hastily.
So you see that the sun at his command it runneth hastily. That's why when we read in that Ecclesiastes 1, he said the sun rises and then it sets and then it hastens to the place where it started. You know what I'm saying? So the sun is running hastily around the earth to light the whole earth. And that means when he say hastily, that means he's running as fast as he can. You know. So come on.
He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times.
Right. So the moon serving her season, or meaning her appointed time for a declaration of times to declare the time. That's what the moon do. Come on.
And a sign of the world.
So you see that? So the moon again is going right back to where what it was saying in Genesis 1. It serves as a sign. But for what type of sign though, we gonna let you know. Come on.
For the moon is the sign of
So
feast,
you see that? That's what we get. You know what I'm saying? That's how we determine our feast. It's based on the moon. You know what I'm saying? Our feasts are based on the moon. But that's not how we, you know what I'm saying? Because you got individuals that use the moon to dictate their Sabbaths. You know what I'm saying? We call them lunar Sabbath keepers. But you'll run into problems like that because you only using one hand of the clock. You have to
mm,
use two, you have to use all three components of the clock in order to tell time. And you have to remember what's the greater light or the big hand on the clock opposed to the little hand on the clock. You know what I'm saying? That's why look, even when you look at a clock got three hands.
mm.
It got the big hand, it got the little hand, and then it got that third hand that just keep moving and count the seconds. You know what I'm saying? But that's not by no coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Because everything they doing, they mimicking the heavens. Everything that man does, they mimic the Most High's creation. You know what I'm saying? So it's three heavenly, time tellers. You got the sun, the moon, and the stars. You know what I'm saying? So it's telling you that the sun is the greater light. It rules the day. You know what I'm saying? But then you have the moon, and see, the moon is set up in order for us to be able to tell our feast days and stuff like that. So come on.
A light that decreases in her perfection.
So you see that it decreaseth in her perfection. You know what I'm saying? So the darker it gets, the more perfect it becomes. Because when a new moon hits, or a new month, because that's where you get the word month from. The word month comes from moon. You know what I'm saying? So when a new moon or a new month enter in, is when the moon is completely dark, and then it'll gradually start to light up again. And when it's fully lit, that's called the full moon or the middle of the month. And the month usually consists, or a moon phases usually consist of 28 to 30 days. So when you get what's called a full moon, that's usually the 15th day of the month, usually, or the middle of the month. And then it'll start what is called waning. And waning means it's starting to decrease in her light. Waxing means it's starting to grow in her light. So that's what the moon do. The moon is a sign of feast, a light that decreases in her beauty. So come on.
The month is called after her name.
So you see that? It's just what we were saying. The month is called after her name, or the month is called after the moon. You know, that's why you used to hear the old saying, like, dang, I ain't seen you in many moons. You know what I'm saying? Or many months. Because that's just all a month is. A month is just is pattern after the moon. That's why you got each month. A month is usually anywhere from 28 to 30 days. Because it's based on the moon. Come on. But again, you can't leave out the sun in this whole equation, because if you do, you'll start telling time wrong. You know, you'll start to think that the moon is the greater light. So come on.
Increasing wonderfully in her changing,
Mm-hmm.
being an instrument of the armies above,
Mm-hmm.
shining in the firmament of heaven,
Yeah.
the beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, an ornament giving light in the highest places of the Lord. At the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order
That will do
and
what?
never faint. They will stand in their order
Uh-huh.
and never faint in their watches.
Right. Meaning they gonna continue to do what they've been instructed to do. They gonna stay on their course, never deviating, because all creation goes according to the will of the Most High, except man. Man is the only creation of the Most High that does what he chooses to
And the
do.
devil.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, and the devil. So absolutely, come on.
Look upon the rainbow and praise him that made it. Very beautiful it is in the brightness thereof. It compasseth the heaven about with a glorious circle.
Hmm.
The hands of the Most High have bended it. Make his commandment, he maketh the snow. Excuse me. By his commandment, he maketh the snow to fall a place, and sendeth swiftly the lightnings of his judgment. Through
Right.
this the treasures are open, and clouds fly forth as fowls.
Hey, keep reading it. I'm finna step away for a minute. But if you done, if you finish that before I come back, go to Jeremiah 10, and just take it over for me until I get back.
Okay. Verse 14, Ecclesiasticus 43 and verse 14. Verse 15. By his great power he maketh the clouds firm, and the stones are broken small. At his sight, the mountains are shaken, and at his will, the south wind bloweth. The noise of the thunder maketh the earth to tremble. So doth the northern storm and the whirlwind, as birds flying, he scattered the snow, and the falling down thereof is as the lightning of grasshoppers. The eye marveleth at the beauty of the whiteness thereof, and the heart is astonished at the raining of it. The hoar frost also as salt he poureth on the earth, and being what's that? Congealed, it lieth on the top of a sharp stake. Hold on, let me get this definition. Congealed. Congealed, having become semi-solid, especially from cooling. Congealed. Okay, my bad, family. Verse 19 again. The hoar frost also as salt he poureth on the earth, and being congealed, it lieth on the top of the sharp stakes. When the cold north wind bloweth, and the water is congealed into ice, it abideth upon every gathering together of water, and clotheth the water as with a breastplate. It devoureth the mountains, and burneth the wilderness, and consumeth the grass as fire. A present remedy of all is a mist coming speedily, a dew coming after the heat refresheth. By his counsel he appeaseth the deep, and planted islands therein. They that sail on the seas tell of the danger thereof. And when we hear it with our ears, we marvel 3. For therein be strange and wondrous works, variety of all kinds of beasts and whales created. By him the end of them have prosperous success, and by his word all things consist. We may speak much and yet come short, wherefore in sum he is all. How shall we be able to magnify him? For he is great above all his works. The Lord is terrible and very great, and marvelous in his power. When ye glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as ye can, for even yet will he far exceed. And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength, and be not weary, for ye can never go far enough. It ain't never no cap on, how much praise you can give to the Most High and His only begotten Son. Hallelujah. Who have seen him that he might tell us, and who can magnify him as he is? There are yet hid greater things than these be, for we have seen but a few of his works. For the Most High have made all things, and to the godly have he given wisdom. Hallelujah. So yes, you see all things was given by the Most High. And he was given for wisdom. And remember, wisdom has never been knowledge of the wicked. It's only knowledge of the holy. Only knowledge of the holy being practiced can be considered wisdom. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and jump over here to Jeremiah chapter 10. Jeremiah chapter 10, because remember, going on, not being dismayed at the signs of heaven, because they all got a purpose, just like we on earth got a purpose, and it's to serve our Creator. They are just serving their Creator. And how they do that? By not going against His word, by continuing going in them circuits, going through them portals, and not missing a beat. Being obedient servants, just like we supposed to be. So, once again, family, going to Jeremiah chapter 10. And we're going to start at verse 1. And it reads on this wise. It says, Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Most High, Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen. Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So, just in case somebody ain't got that definition, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the definition of dismayed. It says dismayed. It says cause someone to feel consternation and distress. Let me look up what consternation is. Feelings of anxiety or dismay, typically as something unexpected. So let me look at some similar words. We got appalled, horrified, shocked, shaken up, disconcert, take aback, confound, surprised, startled, frightened, alarmed, discomfort, discomposed, trouble, dispirited, saddened, disturbed. So, you know, the opposite of it would be to be pleasing, to encourage. So, you know, that's what it is. They looking up, they getting scared, they don't know what to do, you know. Like we were saying before, they going in the bunkers, hiding in the stuff, you know. They cashing all their chips in, they taking their money out of the stock exchange or whatever it may be. But they was really going crazy. They really thought it was gonna be the end of the world type stuff for this eclipse. So, you know, we're not supposed to do that at all, man. That's something that heathens do. As we are believers in Hamashiach Yahweh or the locally known Jesus the Christ, we know that, you know, an eclipse is, you know, if it was to be an eclipse and the light wanted to come back, we don't see no light from the sun or the moon. That's what we waiting on. When the light from the sun and the moon gives out, not just from no eclipse, just from, you know, from the sun coming back in his glory. Then we'll be like, oh yeah, okay, now we looking up and, you know, looking to it for encouragement. Not to be dismayed, but looking up for encouragement. Because we know where our help come from. And it's coming down. You know, it's coming down from heaven. So all praise to the Most High. So like it says, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain. So they worthless. It ain't got no purpose. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. These customs that they didn't have, like I say, people calling off work or doing God knows what. They probably doing all types of sacrifice and rituals due to the eclipse of the sun. So, you know, just got to be aware of these things and take have no parts in, you know, because that's just some heathen stuff, man. We are true believers, and even, you know, the heathens that cling on to the Most High and the truth, they not supposed to be dismayed at these signs neither. You know, only people that's truly still in the world will be dismayed or worried about, you know, an eclipse or even what they call them things. They be coming up the sky, Meteorites, flying meteorites, and uh, all that stuff, man. Nah, man, we ain't worried about that. When the chariots come down, holler back at me. Until then, I'm as the youngins say, we Gucci, we's Gucci, we's Prada. We ain't worried about that. That's not. So yeah, that was that Jeremiah 10. Where else did you want to go, Bruce?
We can stop there with that at 3.
Yeah.
After this, shit, we could go. Matter of fact, keep reading down on it.
All right, verse 3 again. For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and hammers that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but
Mm-hmm.
speak not. They must needs be born,
They got
because
to
they
be
cannot
what?
go. Oh, they must needs be born.
Uh-huh. And when they talking
Meaning,
about meat must needs be born, meaning they got to be carried. Because they
right.
can't move or they own accord. And that's how it is with idols. You know what I'm saying? With an idol, you got to do everything forward. Come on.
Yeah. I remember I used to think, when I used to read, I was like, dang, man, so they need some knees, huh? They need some knees. They need the kneecap. But yeah, I guess.
I'm he say some kneecaps, bro. You crazy.
Because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good.
Right. So it ain't in them to do neither good nor evil. You know what I'm saying? So what is the point of being afraid of them or being dismayed at any of those things? You know what I'm saying? Because can't none of it do evil or can't none of it do good. It's good and evil is within the power of the Most High. That's who we should really be firm. Come on,
Where we at?
verse 6.
For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Yahweh, thou art great, and thy name is great in might.
Mm-hmm.
Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doth it appertain.
What
For
to
as
thee
much
does is what?
appertain.
And when they saying appertain, when you look it up, it means to be suitable. See, so fur is suitable for the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And only the Most High. That's the only individual that we should be firm. Is the Most High from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? So when it's saying, who would not for thee, for to thee doth it appertain. For is suitable for the Most High, y'all. That's who it's suitable for, and that's who we should be putting our fear or our respect toward. Is Him, because like it said in the verse before, "Thou art great, and Thy name is great and might." See, so even His name carry weight. Even His name carry weight. If you think it don't, go back and read what was going on when he was bringing the children of Israel into the land of Canaan. Go read the words of Rahab the harlot. She said the whole land is in fear of y'all because of what y'all did to because of what y'all God did to the Egyptians. Everybody is afraid of y'all. Y'all got the whole land in terrified, trembling, not knocking knees like a naked newborn, shaking like strippers.
Boy, they had a good reason to be dismayed.
Yeah, absolutely. A good reason to be in fear of the Most High. But that just lets you know, like when they say fear appertaineth to thee or to the Most High, is appropriate. It's appropriate. You know what I'm saying? It's not for no reason. You know what I'm saying, that you fearing him like he was Buddha, or you know what I'm saying, the Easter Bunny or something like that. There's no reason to fear them. Like, what you gonna fear about them? What has Buddha done to make you gonna fear him, or the Easter Bunny done that you gonna fear him? Nothing. Come on.
Are you fearing Trump or anybody? Anybody.
Right.
For as much as among all the wise men of the nations and in all their kingdoms there is none like unto thee.
Yeah.
But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities.
See, the stock is a doctrine of vanities, meaning, see, you can go and you can chase after idols all you want to, but that's vain and foolish. You know what I'm saying? Because when you start getting into it, he tell you that, see, these gods and these idols that y'all, or these idols I should say, that y'all calling God, that y'all bow down and worship, is foolish because these are gods that y'all made. And not only did you make them, see, you cut the wood out of the forest. For part, half of the wood, some of the wood you use to kindle a fire to keep you warm. The rest of it you did, you might have built a house with it or something. And then after you got done doing all of that, with the residue of the wood that you got out the forest, the rejected parts of it, you go and you build the god. You fashion it, you know what I'm saying? You give it eyes, but it still can't see. You give it a mouth, but it can't talk. Nose, but it can't breathe. Ears, but it can't hear. You try you lace it with silver, and you overlay it with gold, and then you put food before it like it can actually eat. See, this is what a foolish people do. Like, why are you bowing down to something you've created that has no life in it? So he's saying the stock is a doctrine or a teaching of vanity. Buddha, vanity. You know what I'm saying? Krishna, vanity. All these other gods are vanity. Allah, vanity. All of them is the doctrine of vanity. Come on.
Silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Euphaz, the work of the workman, and of the hands of the founder. Blue and purple is their clothing. They are all the work of cunning man.
Hmm.
But the Lord is the true God.
He is the true what?
The true God.
Come on.
He is the living God
Uh-huh.
and an everlasting King.
Hmm.
At his wrath, the earth shall tremble.
So you see that? That's and look and understand when he's saying evil, he not saying doing wickedness. You know what I'm saying? He not saying doing wickedness, but when he's saying evil, in this sense, he talking about bringing calamity upon you. See, and that's what the Most High do. That's why he says, "At His wrath, the earth shall tremble." When you get into when you get into what the Most High, the wrath of the Most High is a good reason to fear Him, because you don't want to be on the wrong side of His wrath. It tell you upon His coming, the sun going out, the moon going out, the stars are going out. It's gonna be when you talk about pitch black, you ain't seen pitch black yet until you see everything go out, all the lights go out. You know what I'm saying? Until you see the earth shaking violently from earthquakes. That's what he mean when he says the earth shall tremble. It's gonna shake. When you trembling, you afraid, you shaking. And that's what he said the earth gonna do at his wrath and at his presence. See, and that's what's considered not evil from the sense of the Most High doing wickedness, or he eating from the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Not evil in that sense, but evil in the sense that he'll bring calamity upon you. Come on.
And an everlasting King. It is at his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation.
His what?
His indignation.
Come on.
Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth, and from under these heavens. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and have scattered out the heavens by
Stretched.
his and have stretched out the heavens by his discretion. Excuse me. when he uttereth his voice. There is a multitude of waters in the heavens,
Mm.
and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures.
Mm-hmm.
Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them.
Mm-hmm.
They are vanity and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
Yeah.
The Lord of hosts is his name. Gather up thy wares out of the land, O inhabitants of the fortress. For
All right,
thus saith,
we can
oh,
hold that right there.
okay,
Yeah, we can hold it right there. Let me see. All right, so yeah, we can hold that right there and hold that right there, and then we gonna hit. Hold on. Right after that, we can go to after that we go to Joel 2.
well, two.
Yeah, again, don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven. There's only one sign of heaven that we should be dismayed at, y'all. Mm-mm.
All right, Joel chapter 2, starting at verse 1.
Yeah, start at verse 1, bro. My bad.
Okay,
Hold on.
this is the book of Joel chapter 2 and verse 1.
Yeah.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion,
Mm-hmm.
and, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Yeah.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
So you see
A,
that? So let this the day that we should be worried about. And this is the day that we should be, the day we should be looking toward. You know what I'm saying? The day when you hear the trumpet blown in Zion and the alarm in the holy mountain, it says that all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh. So this is the day that we should be looking for. When the day of the Lord cometh, because he said, shoot, everybody is gonna tremble in that day. Come on. Verse 2.
a day of darkness,
A day of
and
what?
of darkness,
Mm-hmm.
and of glooming,
Mm-hmm.
a day of clouds and of thick darkness,
Let's look up that word gloomy real fast, because that's what he describing the
gloominess.
day as the Lord. He said a day of darkness and a day of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
All right, uh, I got it.
All right, what it reads.
It says a state or spell of low spirits,
Mm-hmm.
uh, partially or totally dark,
It says what?
partially or totally dark.
So you see this? So we telling you it's gonna be dark, gloomy. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, uh it's
Lacking promise or hopefulness.
uh-huh. Come on.
And says low in spirits, having a frowning or scowling appearance.
Right. All right, so come on, now we can go back to that. Now that we got an understanding on what gloomy is, gloominess, a day of
Okay.
darkness and of gloominess, a
So
day of clouds.
verse 2 at the top. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness,
Mm-hmm.
as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it,
Mm-hmm.
even to the years of many generations.
Yeah, come on.
A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots, on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall
Mm-hmm.
climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Mm-hmm.
They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them.
The earth
The
shall
head
what?
shall quake before them.
Right, and it's talking about the saints that's coming with the with the Messiah upon his second return, telling you how they gon' how much damage they finna do upon their second return. Ain't nobody finna stand before him in this army that's coming. He said, look, when you get into certain parts of the scriptures, it tell you that the blood is gonna flow to the horse's bridle. It's gonna be so much blood. When you get into Isaiah 60, it say it's gonna look like he was stumping a wine press. Isaiah 60 and Revelation 19, I believe, it explains to you that it's gonna look like the Messiah when it's all said and done. It's gonna look like he been stumping in a wine press or stumping in grapes. It's gonna be so much blood. He gonna be drenched in so much blood. And this is the people. This is the army that's gonna be with him. See, it said they'll be thrust through with a sword, but they won't be wounded. You know, the before them is like the Garden of Eden, but behind them is like a waste and desolate wilderness.
Mhm.
So it's letting you know that they going through and they really that they really doing damage to all the earth. They really getting rid of all the wicked, purging the earth of all the wicked. So come on, the earth shall quake before them. Come on.
The heavens shall tremble,
The heavens shall do what?
tremble.
Exactly. So the heavens gonna shake. Not only is the earth gonna be shaking, but the heavens gonna be shaking as well. So everything is gonna be shaking. You know what I'm saying? The mad. You think what happened in New York was uh was bad? A 4.7 on the Richter scale. You think that was something? Wait until you see when the Lord return, the day of the Lord, that the earthquake is gonna be so bad that it's gonna shake the heavens too.
It's gonna be a lot of miscarriages.
It's gonna shake the heavens. And they talk about, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's gonna shake the heavens. Yeah, it's gonna shake it up pretty bad. It's gonna shake it up pretty bad. Like when you read in Psalms the 18th chapter, when David was speaking on some stuff, he said, then the earth shook and trembled, and the foundations of the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth, meaning angry. Talking about the most high. And this how bad it'll shake that it he said that the foundations of the hills were moved and shaken. So it was so bad that the mountains and the hills started to move. Think about that. You straight see Mount Everest start to move. Like a nuclear warhead couldn't even hit a mountain that hard that it'll make it move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It couldn't even hit it that hard that it'll make it move. But then not even only that, but he's saying his wrath, he gonna cause the heavens to shake too. That's powerful. Come on.
The sun and the moon shall be dark.
See, he said both of them gonna be darkened. The sun and the moon gonna be darkened, and this gonna be a worldwide event. Everybody gonna see it. It ain't gonna just take place in certain parts of the country and certain parts of the world. Like, nah, everybody is going to see it at the same time. So it ain't gonna be you gotta drive 70 miles to go and see the eclipse or see the sun. I mean the moon and the sun cross paths. You ain't got to do that. You will be able to do it. You'll be able to see it from the comfort of your own home because it's gonna take place over all the world. Come on.
And the stars shall withdraw their assignment.
So you see that everything going out, every light going out, the sun, the moon, and the stars, all will no longer be shining, and at this point they would be relieved of their duty to give lights on the earth. This would be what's called they day off. Come on, and that's something to be amazed at. That's something to to truly behold. Is when when the sun and the moon both be darkened and and the stars don't put forth they shining no more. That'd be something to look at. That'd be something to behold. Come on.
And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, and for his camp is very great.
Come on.
For he is strong that executed his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
So see that who can abide meaning who can remain. Who gonna remain after the day of the Lord? Come on.
For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Therefore also now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart,
With some of your heart.
all your heart,
Uh-huh.
and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning.
So you see that? So the most high he beckoning everybody to turn to me with all your heart, with not some of it, with not 99.9%, no, 100%, all your heart. Turn to me. Start fasting and weeping and mourning.
And rend your heart, and not your garments,
And do what?
and rend your heart, and not your garment.
Right. Rip your heart and not your garments. You know what I'm saying? Because see, with when you ripped your garments or when you rend your garments in half, it was a sign of lamenting. It was a sign of grief and anguish. When you would rip your garments and you would start people they would start tearing out their beards and they would do that as an expression to show how heartbroken they was. But the Most High said, no, don't do that. Rip your heart. Do that to your heart. Tear your heart. Cut it out. You know what I'm saying? That's what'll really show me that you know, you about what you be talking about. Cause when you read what's that? Psalms chapter 34, verse 18. He said, the Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart and save it such as be of a contrite spirit. So that's what he's telling you. Be of a broken heart and of a contrite spirit. You know what I'm saying? Don't you ain't gotta tear your clothes up. Just let it eat away at your heart. That way I know it's true. Because you will turn away then. You will truly turn away from what it is that's plaguing you. So come on.
And turn unto Yahweh your Elohim, For he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repented him of the evil.
So he will repent himself for evil. Just and what he mean is like he was like with Nineveh. See, he was finna bring evil up on Nineveh because Nineveh was wicked and they was evil. You know what I'm saying? So he sent Jonah there to tell them to warn them. And when they repented and they turned back onto the Most High with all their hearts, with fasting and with weeping and with mourning. See, not only did the people fast, but the animals fasted as well. And when the Most High did this, you really seen. I mean, and when they did this, you really seen how gracious and merciful the Most High was, how kind He was, and how He repented Himself for the evil. Not meaning that He repented in a sense like we repent, like we wake up in the morning and we did something wrong. Like the Most High didn't do anything wrong. When it's saying He repented Himself, it just means He decided to turn back. He decided not to do what he intended to do to Nineveh hadn't they repented. So come on.
Verse 14. Who knoweth if he will return and repent, and leave a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and a drink offering unto Yahweh your Elohim? Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a solemn assembly, gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children, and those that suck the breast. Let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. Let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, Spare thy people, O Yahweh, and give not thine heritage to reproach, that the heathen should rule over them. Wherefore should they say among the people, Where is their Elohim? Then will Yahweh be jealous for his land and pity his people. Yea, Yahweh will answer and say unto his people, Behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. Fear not, O land. Excuse me. Be glad and rejoice, for Yahweh will do great things. Be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness do spring for the tree beareth her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in Yahweh your Elohim, for he hath given you the form of rain moderately, and he will cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain, and the latter rain in the first month. And the floors shall be full of wheat, and the vats shall overflow with wine and oil. And I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten, and the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. And ye shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Most High your Elohim, that have dwelt wondrously with you. And my people shall never be ashamed. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh your Elohim, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old man shall dream dreams, your young man shall see visions, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit, and I will show wonders in the heavens.
He gonna show wonders where?
in the heavens.
So this is when we're gonna start to see wonders in the day of the Lord. He said, and I will show wonders in the heavens. Come on.
And in the earth,
So it's not gonna only be in the heavens, it's gonna be in the earth as well. Come on.
blood and fire and pillars of smoke.
Hmm.
The sun shall be turned into darkness,
There I go again. So you see that the sun will be turned into darkness. Come on.
and the moon into blood,
And the moon into what?
into blood,
Come on.
before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Most High have said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh shall call.
Absolutely. So you see again, there you go. That's when we're gonna start to see wonders in the heavens. You know what I'm saying? Everything up until now is just, you know what I'm saying, it's just phenomenons. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that you just see and it's just like, dang, okay, that's a good show. You know what I'm saying? But the real wonders, you know what I'm saying, and the real signs is when we start seeing what the Most High said. These are the signs that are indicating that the day of the Lord is at hand. Then we'll know it's a sign because it'll be a sign for us to start getting ready. You know what I'm saying? Or to already not get ready, but we should already be ready at this time. We might need to tighten up a couple things, but at this point we should already be ready. You know what I'm saying? And we should be looking for the Messiah at this point, and we knowing like, yep, he on his way. He even closer than he was before. So, all right. With that being said, we hold that and we'll go hit another one. Let's go to Zechariah 4. I mean Zechariah 1. We're starting 1 through 15.
Zechariah 1. You said start at 15?
No, 1 through 15.
Oh, 1 through 15. Okay. All right, family. In the book of Zechariah, chapter 1, and starting at verse 1. And read on this wise. It says, in the 8th month, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, Yahweh hath been sore displeased with your fathers. Therefore say thou unto them, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Turn ye unto me, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will turn unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. Be ye not as your fathers, unto whom the former prophets have cried, saying, Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, Turn ye now from your evil ways and from your evil doings. But they did not hear, nor hearken unto me, saith Yahweh. Your fathers, where are they? And the prophets, do they live forever? But my words and my statutes, which I commanded my servants the prophets, did they not take hold of your fathers? And they returned and said, Like
Yeah,
as
you get my
the
message.
Lord of hosts thought to do unto us, according to our ways and according to our doings, so have he dealt with us.
No, I was saying, man,
Upon the
Chanel, if
4
I give her some
and
gas
20th
money, can you
day
drop the
of
kids
the
off?
11th month,
I just was trying.
which is in the month Sibat, in the 2nd year of
All right.
Darius, came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, I saw by night and
Hello.
beheld a man riding upon a red horse, and he stood
All right.
among the
What's your
myrtle
name, brother?
trees that were in the bottom, and behind him
Don't let
were
me
the
keep going.
red
You keep acting
horses,
like that. You keep that same
speckled
energy.
and white.
Keep that same energy.
Then said I, O
Like you
Lord,
acting all funny and
what
shit,
are
cuz like what's up
these?
with you?
And the angel that talked with
Like
me said
this what
unto
type of
me,
time we on,
I will
cuz.
show thee what these be. And the man
Yeah,
that
fam.
stood
Alright,
among the
bro. So
myrtle
just go
trees
ahead and
answered and
just do it,
said,
bro.
These are they whom the Lord hath sent to walk to and fro through the earth.
What verse you in, bro?
Verse 10.
Alright, my bad.
Verse 11. And they answered the angel of the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees and said, We have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still and is at rest. Then the angel of the Lord answered and said,
Man, my bad. I think I had you reading the wrong thing. I think it's supposed to be Zephaniah 1. Let me see. Zephaniah 1.
Zephaniah 1, and then when it say, Return, O people, O nation I
It's
desire.
supposed to be Zephaniah 1.
Okay.
Hello. No, I was just gonna say it's cool, dude. Like, you know, you go ahead and finish doing what you're doing. I said you go ahead and finish doing what you're doing.
Okay, family, we in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1.
I don't feel like keep doing this shit, cool. So you go and just finish doing what you was doing.
Yeah. Did you want to start at verse 1, bro?
Alright, that's cool. Yeah. Start at verse 1. Alright, that's cool. Alright, go ahead and finish doing what you're doing, bro.
All right.
Like I ain't even like I said,
Zephaniah chapter 1 and
I'm
verse
finished
1.
doing shit, so I ain't
The
even like I
word
said, I ain't
of
even
the
in the mood for
Lord
shit
which
today.
came unto
So you just go
Zephaniah,
ahead and I'll
the
do what
son
I
of
do.
Cushi,
Moving
the
forward.
son of Jedaliah,
That
the
man,
son
bro,
of
you know what? I'm just done with
Amariah,
these stupid
the
ass
son of
games, bro. Like I'm really ain't really done with
Hizkiah,
these games.
in the
So
days of
cool, go on
Josiah, the son of
like
Ammon,
continue to do what you
king of
do. Go
Judah.
take Trey kids to
I
the
will
park.
utterly
Shit, go
consume
continue
all
with
things from
Sam.
the land,
Go cook
saith the Lord.
cook with him and do
I
whatever
will
you want.
consume man
So
and beast.
I was
I will
just like
consume the
with it. Go
fowls
learn
of
how to
heaven,
cook
and
and
the
do
fishes of the
and
sea,
his kids like
and
go
the
cook with
stumbling
you.
blocks
Do you at this
with the
point?
wicked.
See, you was
And I
talking
will
over
cut off
yourself or
man
whatever.
from off the
Like I'm
land,
just
saith the Most High. I will also stretch out my hand upon Judah and upon all the
I just
inhabitants
said
of
like bro, just
Jerusalem,
for
and I will cut
yourself,
off the
you
remnant
know,
of
as
Baal
far as you can
from
just
this
do
place.
like
And the
cause
name of
I'm just coming to
uh,
grips with that shit like cause like you know
Shemarim,
it is what
Shemarims
it
with
is.
the priests, and them that
I ain't even
worship
been
the
doing
host of
nothing.
heaven
I ain't
upon
been
the
doing nothing. I
housetops,
didn't even be doing nothing.
and them
I ain't
that
been
worship and that
so yeah.
swear by the Lord, and
So
that
I mean I
swear
ain't been
by
doing shit. Like
Malcolm,
I ain't been doing nothing.
Malchiyam,
For real talk.
Malchiam,
I ain't been doing shit.
I don't know how to
You
pronounce
know
it,
what I'm saying?
and
Shit.
them that are
So
turned back from the
you
Lord,
know.
and those that have not sought the Lord nor inquired for him. Hold thy peace at
So
the presence
so
of the
cool. You
Lord
see
God,
this came out
for the
the
day of the
phone
Lord
call
is at
and this
hand.
thing came out. I'm
For
like,
the
man,
Lord
these
hath
folks ain't been
prepared a
leaving.
sacrifice.
So I'm just
He
saying,
hath
like,
bid
you know,
his
like finish
guests,
explaining these
and it
games
shall
and shit.
come to
Like, you know,
pass in the
whatever,
day of the
bro. Like, I
Lord's
just think it's
sacrifice
cool. You know what
that
I'm
I will
saying? This type
punish
of
the
game, bro.
princes
Like,
and the
okay, cool. You
king's
can do that for
children,
yourself.
and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. In the same day also will I
Okay,
punish
cool.
all those that leap on the threshold, which fill their masters' houses
The shoe
with
ain't even been
violence
on
and
the other
deceit.
foot, cuz. Like, the
And
shoe
it
ain't
shall
even
come
been
to
on the other
pass in
foot,
that
cuz.
day, saith the
If the shoe
Lord,
was on the other foot, like
that
shit, I
there
would got
shall
my ass up and
be
I would
the
have been with
noise of a
Jeremy
cry
and her kids.
from the
Like, you
fish
always
gate,
find a way
and
to
an
do the
howling
fuck.
from the
Like, you
second, and
always
a
find a
great
way to do
crashing from
what
the
you want to
hills.
do. You always find a way to do what you
How,
want to do, but then you get killed for
inhabitants
doing
of
shit, cuz. Like, you know what I'm saying? You
Maktesh,
always find a way to do
for
what you
all
want
the
to do.
merchants'
You know
people
what I'm
are
saying?
cut down. All they
I
that
really
bear
be doing
silver are
shit like
cut
that,
off.
cuz.
And
I
it
just
shall
talk
come
about
to
it later. I was
pass
just
at
calling
that
your
time
name just to have
that
you
I
do
will
something for
search
me real fast.
Jerusalem
And
with
you know what I'm saying?
candles
That's
and
that's
punish the
all I was
men that
calling
are
about.
settled
So it ain't
on
even
their
nothing big.
leads, that
Go ahead
say
and
in
continue
their
to do
heart,
what you was doing. And
the
when you get
Lord
up,
will
leave a
not
message
do
for me and
good,
I'll call you.
neither will he do evil. Therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation.
My
They
bad. Where
shall
you at, bro?
also, well, we in verse 13.
Okay. All right. My bad.
Therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation.
Mm-hmm.
They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof.
Absolutely. So you see again, it's talking about the day of the Lord when you go back up to verse 7. It's talking about the day of the Lord because it says, "For the day of the Lord is at hand." The same thing that we was reading about in Joel chapter 3. 2. It was talking about the day of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So now you getting down, we going down and hit that verse 14 for me.
The great day of the Lord is near.
So you see that
It
the great day of the Lord is near. Come on.
it is near, and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord.
hmm
The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
So you see that? So in the day of the Lord, it's telling you the mighty man, the most stand up and fearless God that you know. He said he's gonna cry. He gonna cry bitterly. He gonna be crying like a newborn baby getting his ass spanked. You know, that's how that's how terrible this day gonna be. And if you could just imagine it in your head for a quick second, just based off the scriptures we was reading, you on earth and you seeing everything, you just see all the lights go out. And not only do all the lights go out, so it's pitch black, but then the earth and the heavens start shaking. You seeing the stars fall from the sky. That's what it's gonna be like. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be exactly like it was. Hold this real fast and give me Jeremiah 4 real quick, bro. Or you know what? Finish that finish that out and then give me Jeremiah 4.
All right, verse 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress,
Mm-hmm.
a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick
So
darkness.
you see that this what type of day is gonna be. He describing to you a day of trouble and distress. You know what I'm saying? And when you look up distress, this anguish, these feelings of anguish and sorrow and pain. He say a day of wasteness because it's gonna be a lot of devastation. It's gonna be a lot of destruction that's going on because the Lord is coming back and He's coming back and to execute the wrath of the Almighty. So it's not gonna be a day for we all exchanging gifts and we happy and the Lord's coming back. Like, nah, this not what type of day it's gonna be. It's because it's gonna keep asking the question, who shall abide in it? What is that day for you? You know what I'm saying? So when we start looking toward the heavens and we start looking for signs, these are the signs that we looking for. We looking for the sun to be turned into darkness, the moon to be turned into blood, and the stars to withdraw their shining. This is what we looking for. These are the signs and the phenomenons that we are looking for. Not for the moon to block out the sun for 6 minutes in some places of the earth. Like, nah, what we talking about is going to be a worldwide event, just like it was when the Messiah was crucified. It was dark for 3 hours worldwide. Come on.
And they call that a phenomenon.
Yeah. So look, you can hold that right there. Give me that Jeremiah 4 real fast so we can get exactly what we talking about. Jeremiah 4 starting 23. Oh, hold on, let me make sure it's 23. Uh, starting 23, yeah.
All right, fam, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, and verse 23. I
Because he
beheld the
told
earth.
because my bad, because he telling you that everything is going out. All the lights are going out when I come back. It's gonna be utter and complete darkness over the face of the earth. So matter of fact, before you read that, let me read this Genesis. No, no, go ahead and read that real fast, and then we'll read Genesis.
Okay, Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 23. I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form and void, and the heavens, and they had no light.
So what Jeremiah is saying is he's saying Genesis 1 and 1 and 1 and 2. When he said, I seen and I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form and void. The only place it says that in the Bible is Genesis 1 and 2 when it reads, "And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep." So you see that? So this is what Jeremiah is saying. Jeremiah is saying all the lights go out because he said in the heavens and they had no light. So it was no moon, it was no sun, and it was no stars. They had no lights because it was all knocked out by the Most High because uh uh the whatever was on earth before he created Adam and Eve, it had become very wicked. So he had to send the Messiah to cleanse the earth of the wickedness. And this was the conclusion. He came back and he knocked out all the lights, just like it'll be this time. And it's gonna be darkness on the face of the earth. Come on, read the verse 24.
I beheld the mountains, and lo, they trembled,
Ain't that
and
what we
all
ain't that what we was just reading? We was just reading at his second return in the day of the Lord, the mountains are going to tremble. It says, and all the hills moved lightly. So you see that? So we seeing what's called the Most High is consistent. You know, he's the same today, tomorrow, and forever. So what he did in the past is what he gonna do in the future. So we looking and we seeing that, okay, well, when Adam and Eve was created, they was coming out of a destruction where he destroyed he destroyed the heavens and the earth, just like he gonna do on his second return. He said it's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. So the signs that I'm going to give you is I'm going to darken the sun, the moon is going to turn into blood, and the stars are going to withdraw their lights. Earthquakes are gonna happen. The mountains are gonna shake. The mountains are gonna tremble violently, and the hills will move lightly. Come on.
I beheld, and lo, there was no man, and all the birds of the heavens were fled.
And you see that? So even during this time, see, I mean Jeremiah, he's saying, I didn't see a man. I didn't see no man, but I seen birds, and all the birds of heaven they fled. All the birds of heaven fled. And this because this was at the wrath. This was the wrath of the Most High that they were fleeing from. This is why the mountains are shaking and the hills are moving, because it's the wrath and the anger and the fierce indignation of the Most High. Come on.
I beheld, and lo, the fruitful places was a wilderness,
The fruitful place was a what?
a wilderness,
Uh huh.
and all the cities thereof were broken down at the presence of the Lord.
Hold on, man. My bad, humble servant. Can't really do two things at one time, so I'm just not seeing your questions. But if I don't answer your question tonight, most high willing, we'll get it done Wednesday. We don't have to start having somebody on watching the YouTube, y'all. Cause shoot, I can't teach and watch. So all right, come on.
And all the cities thereof were broken down at the presence of the Lord, and by
At the
his
what?
fierce anger, at the presence of the Lord, and by his fierce anger.
So you see that? So this is what all of this was about in Genesis 1 and 1 and 1 and 2. And the terraforming of the earth, or the or the restoration of earth after that. So after everything after Genesis 1 and 1 and 1 and 2, 3 on down is the restoring of the earth after a destruction. You see what I'm saying? It was a destruction that took place, and that's why he was telling Adam and Eve to replenish the earth. When you replenish something, that means something else already had to be there. See what I'm saying? So you can see the consistency. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is going to knock out every light that's in the heaven on his way back. The Lord is going to knock out every light, the sun, the moon, and the stars. Oh, come on.
For thus hath the Lord said, the whole land shall be desolate,
Uh-huh.
yet will I not make a full end.
Absolutely.
For this shall the earth mourn,
All right, you can hold that right there. We'll read that last part.
and the heavens above be black.
It shall be what?
Black,
Absolutely, it's gonna be black because it's not gonna be any lights in it. Come on.
because I have spoken it, I have proposed it, and will not repent, neither
Mm-hmm.
will I turn back from it.
Mm. You can hold that right there. And yeah, we'll just hold that right there, y'all, and we'll finish it up on Wednesday, most high willing. So with that being said, bro, I'll let you hit a song real fast to end us out. And again, humble servant, I answer that question uh on Wednesday, most high willing, bro. I answer that question for you, most high willing, on Wednesday.
All right, we're gonna do Psalms 13, family.
Hold on, wait. Before we do go, cause you asked the humble servant. You asked the question. Will that be the 144,000, or his angels will be with him? Are you referring to what we read in Joel chapter 2, or I think it was Joel chapter either 2 or 1? Is that what you talking about? All right, bro. You can go ahead and read. You can already take us out.
Okay. All right, with permission of the Most High, in the name of His only begotten beloved Son, who lives forever, long live the King.
Long live the king.
Reading out of the book of Psalms in the 13th chapter, and it reads on this wise: How long wilt thou forget me, O Yahweh? Forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? Consider and hear me, O Yahweh, my Elohim. Lighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest my enemies say, I have prevailed against him, and those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in thy mercy. My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. I will sing unto the Most High. I will sing unto the Most High, because he have dealt bountifully with me. Hallelujah. Selah.
Hallelujah. Say la.
Hallelujah.
All
All
praises. All
praise.
right then,
All
y'all.
praise.
Most high willing, we'll see y'all Wednesday. All praises.
All praise.